don't appreciate food here.
As Americans, we waste a lot of food.
Food waste is a big problem.
People eat like half of their food and don't even finish it.
We eat and then we throw away.
That's a problem in this country. It's a big problem, and we need to address it.
Every day, Americans waste enough food to fill up the Rose Bowl. The United States spends about $1 billion a year to dispose of food waste. In doing so, we waste 70 times the amount of oil that gushed into the Gulf of Mexico. About 200 pounds of food is wasted per man, woman, and child in America. 10 million people could be fed if just 1/5 of the wasted food is recovered. And did you know that 1.4 million people in New York alone live in homes without enough food? And sadly, 1 in 5 children in New York live without enough food to eat.
In America is pretty much killing America.
When you waste good food, it's a kind of shame because a lot of people could use it in other countries.
A lot of big corporations, restaurants, they get rid of a lot of food that they don't need at the end of the day. And a lot of it probably doesn't even pass the expiration date.
So when I see people wasting food, I'm like upset because there's a lot of homeless people, families that can't afford to have a lot of food.
The portion size, they overmake portions, and we don't eat them because it's too much, and we throw them out basically.
But some people like more than less, so they try to satisfy their customers. I see that as like a business standpoint.
I think it's good because I like to eat a lot.
I mean, I guess maybe if the price is right, I guess it's worth it. But if it's just an absurd amount of food, it's just useless. You should just give a healthy amount because it's just only contributing to more problems.
Like for example, you buy a certain dish for like $15 to $20, and they give you a huge portion.
Right. More than the portion that you need.
More than a portion that you need.
It's unhealthy for you, but a lot of us can't even finish all of that, and we end up putting it to waste. I mean, there's a few people that box it up and like save it for home, but not everybody does that, and a lot of that food just goes to waste.
Especially like if you buy it and it's a wrong order, they dump it. Someone else in another country would be happy to eat it.
Because of large serving sizes or unwanted side dishes, 17% of dinner meals go uneaten, and more than half the leftover meals are not brought home, but instead are wasted. Shockingly, about half of all food produced in the United States goes uneaten. 40% of food waste occurs in the home. 25% of the food we bring into our homes is wasted. The average family of 4 throws away an estimated $1,350 worth of wasted food per year.
You want to be honest with you?
Yeah.
Completely honest?
Yeah.
Okay. If I'm lit, the portion size fit me, got the munchies, it's good. But other than that, I think they're a little too big, because look at this, I'm not going to eat all this food right now.
I feel like people shouldn't really take more than they're actually going to eat because, it's just a waste, and there are people starving in the world that don't even get food for weeks.
My mom used to work at Friendly's, I think, and she said how they wouldn't let the employees even take home food or anything because everything always had to be thrown out. So I think that's a little bit ridiculous, and there's definitely more that could be done to feed those who need.
In 1996, the Bill Emerson Good Samaritan Food Donation Act was signed to encourage donation of food and grocery products to nonprofit organizations. There are many ways to prevent food waste, such as improving food preparation procedures, removing certain garnishes or food items that are unwanted, offering a wider selection of portion sizes, also keeping an eye on inventory and making sure produce and perishable items are used before they expire. And the benefits of donating are reduced disposal costs, tax benefits, and making sure that food waste doesn't harm the environment.
So these are Godiva's, real expensive chocolate, and my son bought these for Christmas for me. I still got them because I don't really like them, even though they like $100 box of chocolate right here. Usually I just bite one, see what's inside, and then put it back. So I gotta go food shopping again. My kids like to eat, and even though we have some stuff here, a lot of goes to waste. I had this here with me, you know. They'll eat it when they get around to it, I guess. It's no big. I have some spinach, which will probably go to waste. I'll just pick up some more though. Some chicken. I think I might make this. I don't know. But if not, I'll make some ribs. Or might just order. I don't like cooking. Even though we have food, I don't like cooking. And my kids, you know, I like to have food in a refrigerator for them, but a lot of it goes to waste. I hate food shopping. I don't never know what to buy. Because when I do buy it, it all just goes to waste. So once a month, maybe once a week, I'm in the grocery store buying the same things over and over. And, you know, it's life. When you say that, I'm less fortunate too compared to Oprah. So, you can ask her that question about me. Now, people that are less fortunate than me, if I could feed them, I would. I mean, that's why they have food stamps, though. So these people can go and, you know, get food stamps.
It's funny that you speak on food waste because I was just talking about my nieces and nephews about food waste, you know, because they come over on the weekends and I see that they waste a lot of food and I disagree with it. So I don't believe that people should be wasting food, as much food as they do. When the kids come over, all they do is eat, but you know, it's pretty hard to keep when you have a bunch of hungry kids running around the house, it's hard to keep the refrigerator filled up. So, you know, what can you do? They're kids. Can't tell them no.
Well, personally, I try not to waste anything.
It's rare when I do it. I mean, if I waste food, it's got to be something that I don't like, that's horribly cooked or prepared.
Just that the eyes are always bigger than the stomach.
I don't really waste food. I just don't eat it. I don't eat as much, and maybe if I go out to eat, I'll bring it home.
You know, you don't think that you're wasting food at the moment, so it's like in the back of your head, you're not thinking, oh, I'm wasting this food. You're just getting rid of what you don't want.
Not often, sometimes, but normally I eat it all the time.
Yeah, me too. It's just that I get all the time. I get so full that I don't mean to do it. It's just that I'm really full.
But sometimes you just want it and then you just buy it and then when you get it you don't want it anymore.
Only because you have it like that. If you didn't have it like that, you would want it. You would eat every rice grain that's on that plate. And I think it's with our culture. It's our society in America. You have it. not everywhere in America, but we have it and our children have it, so they waste it, they take it for granted. When you don't have it is when you appreciate it.
For over 30 years, we've been an emergency food program that was born out of a necessity. We never planned to be here for the whole 30 years, but it is a problem that has become more and more prevalent as the economy sort of tanks, and we've been here for 30 years and we serve emergency hot food 5 days a week to hungry, homeless, people in need. People that are food insecure, that don't have enough to pay, to buy food or to pay rent or to buy medicine or buy food, and we meet that need here 5 days a week. Our food comes from a variety of sources. We get food, of course, through the federal government, through what they have a subsidy program where they have farm subsidies and the government buys the purchase of food to control the prices, and then we get some of that food through trickle down. We also get our food from City Harvest, which is a food rescue program that goes around to restaurants and other businesses that over-prepare, or say a banquet canceled, they pick up the food and they distribute it to other soup kitchen or emergency feeding programs in New York. We get tons of bread from bakeries that overproduce or that is 1 day old, and instead of throwing that away, we take that food and then we turn it into something that we can serve the 1,200 people that we serve daily.
From working in a soup kitchen, it definitely makes me think twice about what I throw away and what I use. And I see people in my neighborhood, not really here, but around New York, maybe homeless people or people who can't afford food going through the garbage and then picking things out and finding things to eat. And I don't think it's necessary, and I wish it didn't happen.
Like, there's places in New York where there's overabundance of food, and then there's other places in New York that have what they call food deserts, where it's very difficult to get food. If you go into the outer boroughs and where you see hunger, and it's much more difficult to get food there because they're just what they call in the business of food deserts, where the access to getting the food is incomprehensible.
Wasted food rotting and sitting in landfills produces methane, which is a greenhouse gas that is 21 more times damaging to the environment than carbon dioxide. And food scraps left over from wasted food make up 17% of the waste dumped in landfills. The environment is all that we have. As a people, as a planet, it means a great deal to us. And by wasting food and adding more methane to the environment, you're only doing more harm. I decided to do my documentary on this topic because it is one that I care a great deal about. Just a semester ago, my geography teacher informed me that the Earth has surpassed a population of 7 billion, and I found that quite interesting. Also, philosophers have been arguing and debating for years that we couldn't sustain the amount of people that we have now. There are many people in America and all around the world that are going hungry and starving. But that is not because we have over 7 billion people on the planet. That is because of the way the food is distributed, which of course is not even and is not fair. Who's to say that the Earth cannot support 15 billion or 25 billion people? It's just not fair. It's not fair to the environment, and it's not fair to those less fortunate than us that we have such a surplus of food and waste it. How many times have you been in a restaurant and thrown away your leftovers? How many times have you taken a bite out of something, not liked it, and thrown it away? You could have friends or even family members that are struggling, trying to feed their families and not even know it. Would you even notice if you did? I hope you get the message that I was trying to convey. I thank you for watching my film, and please don't waste food.